it. Set the rules.
Hi everyone, this is Chernobyl from GosuGamers. I have waytoosexy from Dignitas. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, thank you.
How do you like the event now, even though you unfortunately got eliminated?
I really enjoy the event. I think it's really fun. It's really inspiring. It gives you motivation.
Are you proud of your fellow countrymen in Liquid for reaching the top 8?
Yeah, of course. I am.
How have you been preparing for this event?
We bootcamped in Vancouver for a month, but we had a bit of problems and stuff. So really, we only prepared for a week before the event. And then when we went to the event, our first games were against DK, and they absolutely stomped us. And then from then on, I'm like, all right, we had to do different game plans. We had to try out these heroes. So we picked a lot of heroes that we did practice, We just knew that these heroes were stronger, and we just went with the flow kind of thing.
What kind of problems did you have on your bootcamp?
Lag. We had internet issues. We had a packet loss for like a couple weeks, and it was very bad.
What did you do to fix it?
We went to the LAN center. We tried to contact the internet ISP and that stuff and get the routing changed and fixed and got new routers, but none of that worked. So at the end, we just went to a LAN center.
Oh, wow. So you had a boot camp, but you had to abandon it to go to a LAN center?
Yeah.
That's pretty harsh. Usually you pick like sort of unorthodox picks on and off. Who's usually coming up with these ideas?
I guess it's me, yeah, I like to try out new things that I think that are good, and I'm not scared to try them.
For once, you pick up Doombringer. We've seen you guys pick up, and after that, other teams have been sort of mimicking it. But was this also your idea, Doombringer?
Yeah. I kind of wish that I picked Doombringer more, actually, because I picked it the first 2 games versus DK, and we lost miserably. And I thought it was like the Doombringer kind of thing, but then I see like Tong Fu and other team. I think it's just Tong Fu, actually. They picked Doombringer, and they kind of run it the same way as we do. And they've been, they made it very far. So I kind of wish that instead of just focusing on like these OP heroes that are in China, I wish that I also went more with some of my own ideas.
What kind of things did you change after the DK game?
We prioritized heroes like Dragonite, Lifestealer, Alchemist, Timbersaw. We focused a lot on the early game and just getting control of the map early on instead of just trying to farm and get levels.
Because after that, you guys were doing really well for a few games. What did you expect going before the group stage?
I knew that going into this event with the preparation that we had, it would be like kind of a coin toss, ideally type of thing. We probably performed way better than a lot of people expected. Even though we came like pretty much 16th, 9th, same thing. There's always next year. Like every year, you just learn and you try to do better again.
Speaking of next year and the future, do you have anything stored up for right after the event?
No, I just plan on playing Dota, trying to get here again. This event's like, you're here once and you always want to come back every year, right? So it's like really inspiring and motivational.
And will there be any changes in rosters or with Dignitas? Anything you can reveal or talk about?
As for that, we're still all contracted, so I can't really say much or anything. Right now, we're just trying to enjoy the event, and if there are any changes or anything, we'll discuss it after the event when we all fly back.
Do you see any difference in general between East and West? Is it just like these kind of strength heroes you mentioned, or is there more to it?
Honestly, for this event, I feel like, Alliance is for sure the team that to me stands out the most. They just play flawlessly. Everyone just knows what to do in team fights. They know when to move. They know how to move. It's just like amazing, while these other teams, the East, like, the European scene and the North American scene is kind of similar. We like Puck, those type of heroes. The Chinese scene, they like Alchemist, Lifestealer Dragon, and Na'Vi. It's just Na'Vi. They love Pudge. They do all sorts of crazy things, and they're just amazing players and very good.
Speaking of the North American scene, what's your thought about that one? I mean, it's kind of progressing sort of slow over the years compared to the European one.
Honestly, next year for North America, I feel like there's going to be a lot of new great teams. Like this year it was really like Liquid, Dignitas, and then there was EG. But next year I feel like there might be 4 or 5 teams, because like every year the scene's just going to grow bigger and better. Until then, we just have to wait and see.
Why do you think Northern America has been sort of slower than Europe in picking up Dota in general?
For sure, I feel like it's the player attitudes. One thing that you need to play on a top tier competitive team for sure, it may sound silly, but it's friendship. You for sure need that. So to all of you people looking for a team trying to go competitive, make sure you have that on your team.
But Vancouver, that's in Canada, right?
Yes.
Do you think there's like a difference between Canada and USA?
Yes, the people in Canada are way nicer.
So it's easier to build a team with Canadians?
Oh, we're talking about Dota. No, like for Dota scene, Americans are nice as well and Canadians, but in general, Canada has nicer people than America.
So you'd rather play in a Canadian pub than in, from a pub from USA?
For sure.
So I guess there should be dedicated Canadian servers, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's something to think about next year, Valve. Do you have any regrets, for the event or prior to the event, other than obviously bootcamp not really working out?
No. Everything that, whether it was a win or a loss at TI, I'm going to take it as a learning experience, and then I'm going to try my best next year.
So you guys still having a great time?
Of course.
I mean, you have the same lineup for a very long time, you're switching like universe on and off. But do you do other things together, or do you just play Dota?
Sometimes at bootcamp we went out a lot. We played Frisbee. We watched MasterChef together. Like I said, it's important to do other things with your team as well. Like there's Dota, but you can also talk to them about other things. It's good to build friendship, because then you get trust in each other, and that really helps in game.
Do you think that's why Alliance is so strong? Because they seem like they're really close friends.
Yeah, that's one reason why they're really strong. Another reason, individually, they're all amazing as well.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for the interview, man. And I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the event.